Act 9.2. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Kabam have got on offer from this. I do have some concerns and some concerns that weren't really addressed in the thread. Act 9.2 is around the corner. I think it's got it dropped on the 16th of April. We need to double check that. But there were some concerns I have with the Act 9.2 beta, stuff that I don't think Kabam are changing. And we'll talk about the rewards in a minute, but we'll also talk about some other things that are important about it. But Act 9.2, when I played the beta of it, it just gave me the concern that it's just too nodey. And that's just something that's been Kabam's thing that they've been doing more so recently. Right at the end here, they said, we'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who came out for the 9.2 beta. Community feedback and support helped us stay the course. Our keeping story quests on an exciting, engaging, and extremely exemplary experience for all of our players. As always, thank you for your patience and your passion. But I didn't really get an idea of what had been changed, if anything had been changed from it. From a rewards standpoint, it's all good. There's actually some really good stuff on offer, especially if you go back to, where is it? We go to here and the rewards spread. You can see that it's actually really good. The ability to get a rank 4 7-star is amazing. You know, if this is going to be the opportunity, and maybe gives me the thought that Kabam might not be doing a new progression at least this side of this year, but more so towards next year or the end of this year. If there's it might be rank 5 7 stars. That could be where Kabam want to go with the next progression, because the rank 4 7-star, let's face it, this is going to be your most easiest opportunity to get a rank 4 7-star. For free to play, that's quite substantial, and it's quite important as well for where you get to farm tier 7 basics at the moment in time. Currently, there's not many. There's first of all the Karina's Challenge, which is still something on my agenda and my radar to do, because you get the one from the completion from that. The second one is from Epoch of Pain, your completion of it, and you get one full form tier 7. For one fully formed rank 4 7-star from that, and the final one will be from the Ordeal. So in the Grandmaster's Gauntlet, the Ordeal, that is where you get your next one. So meaning that free-to-play players have the ability to get 3. The value of the tier 7 basic is going down massively. It's coming down. You might not think it is, but it's going to be in the next month, 2 months. As things go into Nightmare Raids, there was a chunk in Nightmare Raids. I got a chunk of that in Nightmare Raids, which you can see there. Not a huge chunk of it, but enough. You know, the 2 that I've got are from the Ordeal and the completion of Epoch of Pain. So I got 2, right? I just need to do that next Karina's Challenge, and I've got 3, and that's one rank 4 7-star, but that extra 3,780 fragments are for things like Nightmare Raids, and I think there was that from the tail end of the Banquet event? I can't remember. And that's going to go more when it comes to Super Daily event. Anyway, I digress. I've gone off on a tangent, but it's kind of explaining where we are with Devaluation and why you'll see more tier 7 basics. It doesn't mean like this is going to be easy, and I don't think it's going to be hard. I think it's just going to be like middle of the road for a lot of players, but you can definitely see where the devaluation is coming in. And also the amount of tier 4 alpha. I'm sure a lot of people would like to see more than that. I personally would, but I'm not finding too much of an issue with tier 4 alpha at the moment. But I am not ranking up champions, so I can't really speak to that particular degree. Either way, the rewards do look rather good. So I can't find any kind of like great issue with it. Especially as the completion you get 2 tier 4 alphas, and the exploration you get 2 tier 4 alphas. So that's 4 overall, plus the additionals from the paths, which there are 13,000 tier 4 alpha catalyst fragments. I think what is that, per quest? I'm going to assume it's per quest. I'll assume it's per quest, which means that then there's 6 times 13,000. I could be wrong. Don't hold me on that one. I'm just kind of going over the fact that there'll be a path that's 90 units. So 90 units times 6. Something like that, assuming there's 6 quests. Maybe I've got that wrong. Let's double check. Each chapter 6 quests. Okay, so it's it is 6 times that particular thing. Anyway, it's the same things as well. The completion energy is still about the same for the 3 paths and the same for the exploration-ish. I think it's give or take some stuff, but they're still good. The biggest issue that I have is this kind of like scourge of the battle realm. And then there's the Eye of the Storm. We'll talk about that in a second. A new act means a new mechanic menace in the form of custom quest nodes. For Act 9, we're rolling out a new system called Scourge. Scourge nodes grant the defender an escalating threat or benefit that increases the chance of potency as the defender accumulates Scourge charges. While some of these Scourge nodes will be counterable with RPG elements, others will only be preventable by controlling the amount of Scourge charges the defender has. But now, how do they gain Scourge and how to remove it? So, I know I said profiterole. Proliferate nodes give defenders Scourge charges over the course of the fight, pausing only for a second whenever the player performs a specific action. While it can be beneficial to keep proliferate nodes paused for as long as possible, it's much more advantageous to remove Scourge charges from the defender throughout the fight. Clarify nodes allow attackers to remove variable amounts of Scourge charges from defenders by performing specific actions throughout this fight. By skillfully, playfully playing around, the pauses on them removes cloud blah 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 blah. You have to remove these charges. I think we get it, mother. I don't know, like it. Yeah. I don't want to be too kind of like downbeat on stuff like this. It's just the issue I had was working around that. Okay, fine, cool, right, okay. But then there's other complexities of nodes on top of champions that then you've got to bring specific counters for. So there's just this thinking, isn't it? The load that you have, the mental load, that just becomes a bit frustrating with it. Anyway, in the Eye of the Storm, the opposing tower of the goddess that is Lotan hides a familial secret that Jane Foster is much a victim of Lotan as it targets their backstory stuff. After successfully stealing away a variant Mjolnir, Ouroboros managed to corrupt its essence through the application of corrupted celestial seals, which hold slivers of the Chronos Serpent's power. With Mjolnirs weakened by the application of these seals, Cerastus was able to reforge the Great Hammer into its new and villainous form. Freshly forged, the new hammer, is known as Lotan, was able to expand on its already impressive array. Ability cost requiring constant stream of energy to sustain itself, while it could only blah blah blah, instead becomes accustomed to absorbing the life force of other powerful cosmic beings, adding their incredible might to its own. So maybe that's a hint of like not to bring certain champions, like cosmic champions, for whatever reason, but we'll have to see as things kind of expand on that. And for clarity, I don't know if you've seen the video of Lotan in action, which is this one right here, which we're going to full screen mode for. You can see like Lotan in action here. The interesting thing I think about this is the SP1 kind of goes, because she's corrupted, it's like she's very weakened at times, like her power is being zapped in order to do this, and she retains, like, she gets like a weakness after it, as it's corrupting her. And the kind of hammer has a mind of its own as it kind of takes over. So that was interesting to kind of like see that in action. Either way, seeing out the video, like I'm excited for the rewards. Need to see what the difficulty level is like. This Scourge kind of like nodes do give me the heebie-jeebies. But yeah, I mean, I'm just focused on in-game content, getting rank 4 7 stars at the moment. So this is the only thing I really care about in-game. That and doing a bit of arena on the side and alliance-based stuff. That's basically it at the moment. Got to push myself through Battlegrounds, but that's another story for another day. Either way, I'm glad to see a bit of story mode content back because it's been months since we've been kind of like given this stuff. I'll have to see what Act 9.3 brings us in the future. Are you happy with the rewards as they are? What are your thoughts on them? I did see a thread of people kind of like not too happy about them, but I don't know, I think they're pretty solid. Anyway, thoughts in the comments, and have a lovely Saturday. One more video, I think, today, and then we're out of here, man.